Good morning, students. Few topics of metals and non-metals are left. So, first is corrosion of metal. So, what is corrosion? Corrosion is the irreversible damage of materials due to a chemical reactions. That means when we left the metals in exposure to air and moisture, most metals deteriorate or get damaged. This is due to the reactive nature of metals. That means when they react with air for a long time, they form a new substance which causes deterioration and the metals become useless. Few examples of this corrosion of metals are corrosion of iron, copper, silver, etc. So, first is iron. When iron it is left dump in air for a long time, it gets converted into a flaky substance that is reddish brown in color. This is called rust, and the process is known as rusting of iron. So, what happens in it? The iron metals combines slowly with the oxygen of air in the presence of water to form a compound called iron oxide. This iron oxide is rust. So, in this reaction, the iron combines with oxygen and water, which is present in the air, and gives iron oxide. It is a very slow process, that means it takes a long period of time to happen. Next is corrosion of copper. When a copper object is exposed to moist air for a long time, then copper reacts with water. Copper reacts with water, carbon dioxide, and oxygen present in the moist air to form a green coating on the copper object. Green coating on the copper object, which is the mixture of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. Hence, the formation of green coating of basic copper carbonate on the surface of copper objects on exposure to moist air is called corrosion of copper. Third example is of silver. Similarly, when silver is kept in air, it becomes tarnished and turns black over a course of time. This happens due to the formation of thin silver sulfide layer on the silver object. This is when silver articles exposed to air, it becomes black because the silver metal reacts with the sulfur present in the atmosphere and forms silver sulfide, which turns the silver in black color. So these three are the example of corrosion. Next is how to prevent corrosion. So how we can prevent the corrosion of copper, silver or iron. So it can be prevented by many methods. First is by painting. If we paint or grease or oil on the surface of the metal, then this extra layer will keep the metal away from air and moisture. Second is by galvanization. Galvanization is the coating a layer of zinc on iron objects, which prevents corrosion. If we apply zinc on iron object, then it prevents corrosion. This process is known as galvanization. This extra layer of zinc is it get deposited on the surface of iron and protects it from getting corroded. Third method is by electroplating. Electroplating is the method by which a layer of another metal is deposited on the surface of the metal object, by which this metal can be protected, and the process is known as electroplating. Fourth is anodizing. Anodizing it is the process of applying a uniform layer of aluminium oxide. By applying aluminium oxide on the surface of the metal, it can be protected from corrosion. And the last one is by alloying. Alloying is mixing some other metals or non-metals with the metal, being protected through a process called alloying. This is method by which a metal can be protected. So, to prevent corrosion, we can go through these 5 methods, which is painting or alloying, second, galvanization, third, electroplating, fourth, anodizing, and fifth is alloying. Now, next is what is alloy? What do you mean by alloy? Alloy is a combination of a metal with other metal or other non-metal to prevent corrosion, because the actual metal is very soft and so it can be destroyed easily. So we must prepare the alloy of certain metal and then use it. What are the properties and uses of alloys? So first property, alloys are usually very hard. For example, when carbon is added with iron, it increases the hardness which produces steel. So steel is widely used in construction of say bridges, support, structure for buildings and vehicles, because it becomes very hard. So now it is used for different purpose. Second, it is usually resistant to corrosion because alloy is a mixture of two or more metal or non-metal, so it is resistant to corrosion. For example, stainless steel. Stainless steel is an alloy of iron, chromium and nickel, which is resistant to corrosion. That's why nowadays in our kitchen, maximum utensils are made up of stainless steel. Third is alloys have very high tensile strength. That means it is very strong so that it can hold a large weight. An alloy of iron and chromium forms chrome steel, and because of its high tensile strength, it is used in making various cutting tools and axle. And fourth is solder. Solder is an alloy of tin and lead having low melting point. This property makes it useful for joining electric wires. So what is soldering? Soldering is a process in which two or more items are joined together by melting and putting a filler metal into the joint. So this is used in joining electric wires. Soldering, you must Here the term. How- So this is the table of alloy and which metals are used in this alloy and what are the uses. So the metals or mixture of mercury and silver known as amalgam, which is used in dental fillings. Combination of copper and zinc is known as brass, used in hinges and electrical fittings. Copper and tin is known as bronze, used in making coins, statues, and medals. Now, these three terms, copper, brass, and bronze. In Hindi, copper is known as tamba, brass, which is a combination of copper and zinc, is pital, and bronze, which is a combination of copper and tin, is kasa. Next is combination of aluminium, copper, magnesium, and manganese is known as duralumin, which is used in parts of automobiles and pressure cookers. And last one, the combination of copper, zinc, and nickel is known as German silver, which is used in resistance wires and electroplating. The last topic is uses of metals and non-metals. Metals and non-metals are having many uses. First, the uses of metal. It is used in galvanizing. That means putting a coat of zinc on iron to prevent it from rusting. Second, it is used as the main construction material in bridges, shape buildings, and the alloy of iron, which forms stainless steel, it is used in making various kinds of utensils. Third, tin is used for making foils, soldering, and coatings to help prevent corrosion. Fourth, lead is used in making water pipes, batteries, pigments, etc. Fifth, mercury is used in thermometer. Mercury is only the metal which is liquid at room temperature and it is used in making thermometer. Copper is used widely in making electrical wires and cables. And some radioactive metals such as uranium, plutonium are used in nuclear power plants to generate energy. Next, the uses of nonmetals. Nonmetals, due to their non-reactive nature, because it cannot react with acid, with water, it is having a wide range of applications. Applications means uses. So, what are the uses of nonmetals? First, oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen are called building blocks of life and are present and used by all living things. We, the human being and animals, respire oxygen. We inhale oxygen, which is help in continue our life cycle. Second is carbon, which is used as a fuel for making electrodes. Iodine is used to prevent thyroid and in making antiseptic. Hydrogen is used for making ammonia gas, which is used to manufacture fertilizer such as urea and ammonium sulfate. Chlorine is used to purify water in the form of bleaching powder. Bleaching powder, it is a chemical which is having chlorine in it and used in water to purify it. Then phosphorus is used for making crackers. Boron is used for making skin ointment. And sulfur is used for making sulfur drugs, matchboxes, gunpowder, and in vulcanization, hardening of rubber, which are then used as tires. So, all these about metals and non-metals. I hope each and every topic is clear to all of you.